Excuse me. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Kukuli Bushcraft channel. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look today at the Roseli big leuku. So I've had this for around about a year. It's mostly lived in my car. I've been using it at work, mostly when I've been working with the chainsaw. I've just been using it for taking small limbs off. I don't usually fell anything particularly big, and the branches usually aren't so substantial. So very nice sheath. I really like the way that Roselli make their sheaths. That it's two pieces like a sandwich, and the front one is folded over the back. I'm really not sure about the strength of this kind of belt loop, particularly with a knife so weighty, but with leukus I generally don't carry them on my belt anyway. They bang around far too much. There's a video about this knife by Easygoing Outdoors. I'll put a link to the video. It's a damn good channel, and he's cracked along the Tang. I've also heard people saying that they think the Tang isn't substantial enough. I mean, to my mind, the main issue is it's too beefy in the handle, particularly when you're chopping and you hold back here. And in my bag I have a much older leuku. I don't know the manufacturer. It's very like a strong Tang uni. And if you see the shape of the handle at the back around the pommel is great for gripping back here. So this hasn't really got that. And look at the difference in the thickness. Yeah. This is a much better thickness, much more comfortable in the hand. And also we have this collar. So leukus in general often have either a metal collar, or as opposed to just an ordinary bolster, a ferrule that wraps around the top of the wood. And what I think this does is it helps to prevent the wood from splitting, because you've got the stick tang going through. And yeah, on Easygoing Outdoors he was saying he thought that the stick tang was kind of vibrating like a tuning fork, and he was getting quite a bit of shock in his hand. I've been getting quite a bit of shock batoning. You really do feel it. I don't think that's because of the tang. I actually think a rat tail tang absorbs shock really well. You know, as if you think of a bill hook, and a lot of big chopping knives actually have rat tail tangs. I know everybody in the bushcraft world says they always have to be full tang for chopping and batoning. I don't really agree so much for chopping. They just need to be robust enough. And some of the things we do here on YouTube with batoning through logs is, to be honest, a little bit excessive. Yeah, that noise was the log and not the handle splitting. Nearly through. and as if you're going to be trying to batten through a thick piece of knotty hardwood, then yes, you want a full tang. But many chopping tools, I mean, classic examples, bill hooks, stick tangs, so long as the stick tang is robust enough, then they're fine.
For cutting through this kind of thickness of birch, this is what leukus are really good for. And when you're lighting a fire in the forest, this is generally the kind of thickness you're going to be looking for a lot. Also, when it comes to shelter building. But a handle that's a little bit thinner than this one is nice.
The handle I could fix myself. I think it just needs to be quite a lot thinner around here, a bit more shape around the end. I really like the blade, and they do sell blade blanks, and yeah, the blade works absolutely great. It's really quite substantial. Another thing you get with older leukus is they tend to be thinner. I don't know if you can see the difference there. But yeah, they tend to be quite thin, so they're designed for cutting small birches around the tundra line and here in Lapland, also for butchering and processing reindeer meat and things like that. A lot of the things that people tend to use bushcraft knives for, yeah, the people here used to use an axe for. So yeah, for taking a few branches off, and light batoning is absolutely fine with something like this, apart from the vibrations you get through the handle. Really nice looking knife, lovely curly birch.
The spine isn't very sharp, but I guess you would be carrying a smaller knife or scraping tool anyway.
It's a bit windy. It's a bit windy for this. Let's see. Nah. And also a lot does depend on the piece of wood that you choose and the grain, how straight it is. This is biting quite deep, making quite thick feathers, but still quite good ones. It's really windy today. This audio is going to be awful. And yeah, I have some other Roselli tools. I have the carpenter knife, which is unlike this one. The handle is really comfortable. That's a really lovely little knife. I also have one of their axes, which I'll be doing a review of soon. I just need to put it through its paces a little bit more. So I've probably had it about as long as I've had this. I've just not used it as much, and I do like to test things out before I do any kind of a video. I sometimes do first impressions videos, but you know, just for comparison, it could be that I need to sharpen that leuku. This BPS Adventurer, it's so much smoother. So I've been using the leuku quite a bit, and I don't know when the last time I sharpened it was. It's actually been living in my car. But apart from being smoother, it feels so much more controlled. Well, there we have it guys, the Roselli leuku. Yeah, please give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment, please subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you all again soon for another Kukuli Bushcraft video. Bye for now.